Check 1 2 1 2. Okay, cool. So 1 hour looks aggressive though. See that beautiful curve to the upside? That's bullish to me. I've traded those curves like that so many times in my life, and they've played out. And I like how the moving averages are getting together. And if you look even left here, you do have some support and resistance here. You know, you got resistance, resistance, bounce, bounce, bounce. So at 68.5, you have some pretty good support. So would I long this? Honestly, it looks, you know, I like what I'm seeing, yeah, for a long. And this could be a proper, you know, 3.6 to 1 risk reward ratio. Out the flag to the upside. The 1 minute also did get back above its 200. Funny, Zoom seems to take up a lot of like bandwidth whenever I have Zoom cooking. I got stable network. Nice. Yeah, so this looks somewhat bull flag, and the 4 hour also looks pretty good. We could easily come up, get rejected, and dump, right? There's no guarantees that I win the trade. However, I've been on a pretty good hot streak lately, so even if I lose the trade, I'm still on a hot streak. And that's what I love about getting on a hot streak. I don't abuse the hot streak, you know, like I'm invincible, but it gives me definitely more leg room, you know? Let me see, what was the difference here? Okay. It's weird, like I can't be in the exact same. Futures are slightly different. I do like trading Wednesday nights. I tend to have good results, wake up in gains more than I do not. And for this one, I'm going to go $175 for $5.98. 177 mark. It's weird. It's such a small margin used. Why is that? Hold on 1 second. Sometimes I use more or less in a similar trade. Oh, that's why I know why. Yeah, watch. Now my liquidation is going to be 67. So that means I can't use this amount of leverage. It's just weird. I usually can. I wonder if they like made it harder. So 180 for 627. Yeah, and then my stop loss is ahead. But the most I could lose is like $230, right? But this is what I do. Chip away. You get another 300. You do that 5-6 times, $3,000. So I'm taking a long here on the 1 hour, and based on the 1 hour and the 4 hour, I like what the 200 is doing. I like how the moving averages are tight. The 4 hour came back to the 21-day moving averages. So, and this is where I like to take longs if we have upward momentum. The 4 hour looks like it's got a strong candle. Stochastics resetting. Swing up to swing up. Bit of a swing down or flat. It's some hidden bullish divergence, in my humble opinion, telling me we're going to break this high before we break this low or that low. And so I'm overall bullish, and I could be wrong. I could easily lose the trade, but I'm overly bullish here for Bitcoin on the night. So that's kind of where I stand for BTC. Let's take a look at our daily close and see what happened to Bitcoin and start fresh again. But you can, we'll end up back here at this flag. And I'm bullish. That's a bullish flag. This is a nice uptrend. This shows a parabolic move here. I see Bitcoin going parabolic. So I took the long. I took the long in front of you. We'll see where it goes. I kind of want to double down on that long. Make it a way bigger trade than that. Like quadruple down, really. But I just got into this seeing what I like is bullish. So let's take a look at our daily close. So we closed bearish for the second day in a row. 70,148 we would open. The high would be 70,660. Wow. So 70,666. And the low would be 68,842. The candle would close at 69,166.62, down 981 and 72 cents, down 1.4%. But still not eating through the whole candle, right? Also, did we get I think it was on the 4-hour, yes. Did we cut into the fair value gap? No, not yet. Now, I don't trade these like I don't live and die by them. They're just like interesting things to know. But we do have a gap here between this candle and this candle, creating a gap. A fair value gap is when this candle, so you have a big candle, and then on the left and the right candles, they never touch. Like their wicks never touch, and you find the gap between them both. And that's a fair value gap. Price likes to revisit fair value gaps. Doesn't have to, but it likes to. So far, the 21 day is stepping in and saying, no way. Homie, don't play that. So we'll see. Low stochastic, low movement on the MACD showing lack of bearish momentum, which is very bullish. And then a really nice bull flag here for Bitcoin. That targets puts us somewhere at a 95, like I was saying, $95,000 Bitcoin by July 10th, July 15th. I'm getting somewhere between 95 and 97,000 when I do the pull, but depending on exactly how I do it. But it says, again, I'm not saying that's guaranteed to happen. We'd have to close a candle above this high, right? So far we wicked down. Until we close a candle above this, that's never going to happen, right? So a weekly candle must close above these two candles. That's 71,280. All right, it's going to be that high. We're so close, And then we go to that 3-day, which had that bearish candle there. We'll see how that ends up closing in 22 hours. But so far, right now it's a triple top. And it's hit resistance 3 times. Can we break back above the key levels? The daily flipping green right now, right? Like it wants to reverse fly up. And we have some supportive resistance right here on the daily. You can see like right there. Right here, look, if we bring this right here. These two candles bounce, little chop there. And this candle, you even bring it right down to here like so, like that. Resistance, 2 wicks, bounce, resistance, bounce, resistance. It'd be, so 68.8 has been shown to be a very strong area, and 69.5. And so you see green on the daily, and you see the 4-hour starting to bend, showing signs of life, touching the 21. And you see the 1-hour curving aggressively to the upside with tighter moving averages. Again, I could be completely wrong, and maybe, we're just going to slump here, and this is just going to make a lower high and lower lows and dump down through the gap. And this makes some kind of, messy Bart Simpson. And it may happen, right? But right now, I remain bullish for Bitcoin on this. These littler time frames look like they're going to pan out to bigger ones. but we do not know. Only time will tell. And that just brings us back. So just, nothing really changes, but I wanted to be able to look at Bitcoin all the way from the weekly to the 3-day to the daily to the 4-hour time frame. And that says we can get to an all-time high. So it's a pretty bold candle suggesting we go to 75,800. Only time will tell. And that's BTC. And that's that probably won't change till tomorrow morning. We'll see kind of how things develop. Total market cap, just as bullish, same story. And you got like this meme ETF and these meme funds, which is super bullish for the rest of the market when you combine total. You have Bitcoin getting approved by the European, in Britain, I believe, to do they're basically the equivalent of their ETF, which is like an ETP. And that's happening, right? You have Congress changing the way SEC is trying to like bully us around, and that's basically that's bullish, period, right? Super bullish. So this week, and again, I'm not saying it's not the news, but it can't hurt to have bullish sentiment and people more upbeat and optimistic about crypto. And we also have the charts conveying that we're going to see a move. So this is what's the definition of a bull flag. You pump hard and you make these beautiful, it's like a little falling wedge, but we call these bull flags in the game. And that's a bull flag. And when you come and touch the 21, usually you erupt. And it happens when you have hidden bullish divergence, right? So if the RSI came down a little bit, and then you have what's called classes of hidden bullish. Like in a way, if you did just take, and I really feel like the low is right there because that is the swing low. If you even double click on it, you can see there's a little notch right there. But you're basically flat or only slightly up. And when you look at price action, it's like extremely far up. And that's a form of hidden bullish. It's a class B or C, but it's a form of what's called hidden bullish divergence. Okay. Again, I'm no scientist. I'm not guaranteeing anything, but from what I've been doing this for a long time, and this looks very bullish to me. Looks like we're very likely to make a big leg. And it says it could start to happen in the next 2-3 days. Like we could get, and then we're going to be in the midst of a pump. And the pump's going to happen, it looks like, So anyway, I could be wrong. We may double top here and make an M and dump. I'll take it one step at a time, one day at a time. But right now, the charts convey to me, and this is the total market cap, the market cap of all cryptocurrency, that we're going further to the upside. Okay. I always take it one step at a time, one day at a time. That's bullish to me. Then I look at total 3, right? Same bull flag, same story, same, and I've seen this so many times. The beautiful flag, it's a beautiful bull flag, right to the 21 day, and then you're gone. And so all coins look like they're going to take off. Bitcoin looks like it's going to take off. So what we could get is Bitcoin pumping with a little bit of big dominance giving up. And look at Bitcoin dominance dropping pretty nicely and almost doing which to me, on a smaller scale, if I can zoom in here and get into this, looks a little to me almost like a tiny little bearish retest. But we could say fine, it stayed inside the pattern. And I'll get rid of my everything and I'll look at this fresh for you, just so we can like get new eyes on it again. But you can see the weekly turning and flipping is bullish on the stochastics. And what I like about using the same indicators for years and years and years on end is you just get better and better at them. And you start to see more sensitivities because your brain doesn't have to stay on like what you used to see. You have like more creative energy to begin to look for more, like, I guess, nuances in the charts. And it's amazing how it becomes simpler to you. And then you start to trust things. Like I just trusted that. I knew that 4 hour would come to that 21, like as pure as day, And again, I can't say 100%, but I felt in my mind, from what I've taught and what I've looked at, 95, 99% that that was going to be a, you know. So anyone that was like, I'm longing now, like they don't know, you know, I have this relationship with the moving averages that tells me so much. So the weekly could start to break down. That's what we'd like to see. So let's take a look at our 3-day curving a little bit. So we'd like to see Bitcoin dominance start to drop. If we get this drop instead of the huge pump out, that's going to be good for the altcoins. All right. It's going to be good for the altcoins as long as Tether dominance begins to drop as well. So when Bitcoin dominance drops, we also want to see Tether dominance drop. But right now it's suggesting that we may get a pullback here. And then you're like, oh, but then the daily's overbought and we could get a bounce. So watch how this reacts. If this drops a little bit, altcoins. This pumps a little bit more, Bitcoin kind of takes center stage. It doesn't mean altcoins don't get to pump a little bit, but it's definitely not going to be like alt season. You know, there's going to be a bigger alt season later on where it goes the altcoins go parabolic. But that I don't, you know, see that happening just yet unless we lose this level. And once the daily on Bitcoin dominance loses the 200 SMA, then we can have the beginning of alt season. You see? Like that's an alt season right there. Anyway. So right now, it looks like we could bounce. It's close. Four hours a little bearish too, though. If we lose this level and start to drop, that means your altcoins are going to start pumping hard. Let's just see if I can get a better read on it. A little bullish div there too, you see? Swing down while it swings up. This is what's called bullish divergence. The RSI swings to the upside, but price action swings to the downside when you take your 2 points. Low to low. Again, you can see your little resistance there at 54.8. So some mixed signals on exactly what we'll see. But if I went on, you know, the 8 hour, you know, it looks like we're going to bounce back to the top of the channel. And then we'll be back to possibly a bigger move for Bitcoin. So I don't see alt season just yet unless this starts to dump and we get, you know, a nice Tether dominance. Let's take a look at USDT.D, which is Tether dominance. And look, that's falling out of the channel just like we wanted. Look, shoulder, head, right shoulder. Isn't that amazing? Like, and it plays out. Loses the 200 SMA and the 8. Downside. We want more downside. We want to see this just travel down. And whether Bitcoin pumps or altcoin pumps, people are going to be leaving Tether. So far, so good. This is looking exactly to plan. Losing the 200 SMA and the bear flag breaking back to the downside. That's what we wanted to see, and that's what we're seeing. Excellent. So the market looks healthy to me, okay, so far. And things could change tomorrow, right? Anything could happen. But right now, and the bigger, you know, some other indications tell me things are looking pretty good. Let's look at 3 hot coins that come across my radar right now when I just think, what would I trade? Near has been hot. It's continuing to get hot. I talked about it breaking out here. It's up 13%, and it's in a flag. I see Near continuing, all right? It may not move as fast as, like, the smallest coin in the game. Like, this took from the 13th, you know, it took 10 days to make 13%. But it already it started its move really before the Bitcoin run. And it's now flagging out in a bit of a double bottom. So, to me, Near looks like the most likely to earn money. That's all I'm saying. If I put my money in it, Near looks the most likely to earn me some gains. So I like what I'm seeing for Near. The original trade is still, you know, we entered around there where the original trade is still open from about the 690 area. And I see Near getting to 994. And that's just one thing I want to put on your radar. 8 hour time frame, Flag scalp. 24% gains possibly coming for near. I feel like 4 or 5 days to make 25%. So again, no guarantees, and it has to fit your trading style and if that's what you're into. But I'm just putting near on the radar. I'm putting it on the radar for myself. Like, this is what I would do as I was alone. I'm just taking you in on what I'm on my mindset. I'm not trying to sell you a thing. I'm not trying, you know what I mean? It's not, I don't own near. I don't need you to buy near for me. Nothing matters, you know. I just want you to see what I'm talking about. So near on the radar. And we're getting back, you know, as you can see, we're getting back, you know, and then this could be a good long-term trade in the bull run even, but this is more of a swing trade for me to create capital for maybe a smaller coin or to add to a coin that I maybe already be into. All right. Wild held up pretty good considering compared to a lot of other coins. It's attempting to kind of round its bottom here. It also seems like it broke out and it's flagging or retesting. Similar to what Bitcoin did, right, before its bigger move. So you're looking for Wild to break out of this and retest off the top. Otherwise, it'll break back inside the pattern. Once it breaks the 200 MA on the 8-hour, look for more gains. Right? That should continue to spill over. I watched this closely, 144 for Wild. Okay? Once it gets, I wouldn't even, the safest way is don't touch it. Now, I'm already in this coin long term, but the safest way, don't touch it. Watch it. Watch the 8-hour, wait for it to breach. DCA a position. Hold it till it hits the target. Have conviction that once you break that 200, the odds are so likely you're going to continue to the upside. Okay? And wow, I just saw 100 and 200 people here. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. So that looks, you know, that could be a beautiful little swing. Now this one will take a little longer. Market cap is bigger. You might want to just take 16 or maybe wait, you know, to wait on the whole 70 or 80% may take some time. That could be a month, you know, maybe even a little longer. We don't know, but it definitely looks more bullish. Now, if it breaks back inside the pattern, it's dumping back down here, and then we're looking for just more accumulation. A lot of my trades, I'm like, I don't, you know, if I just posted the trade when it was time to buy, you know, what I want to show you is how my mind's working and how I'm thinking of things before they happen. And then if it happens, then if this happens, then you're going to get an update. See, other people just post the signal. I post the signal before the signal. See, when people first get into my trading group for a week, they're like, that's not a signal. He just posted a chart. A week later, then I'm like, we just broke the 200. The signal has now flashed, you know, and I'm explaining what I just already, you know, now I'm showing you in real time what has happened, right? So you can then, oh, right. Does that make sense? I don't know. I just want to make sure that, like, because, like, sometimes it looks like if I just post a chart, I might just post a chart and you're like, what does that mean? Like right now I'm going to post Wild and I'm going to say, look for price to get above the 200. You know, it's kind of a lame, it's not really like what does that mean? Right. But I wanted you to put it on your radar, start to look for this idea. And then I will execute on that. When I see it also do that, I'll say, hey, it's crossing this line. Right. Has a little resistance kind of right at that key area too at 81. And again, you could do this on other time frames. I'm choosing to pick the 8 hour because I can see how the 200 is coinciding with a key resistance area on that time frame. So it has a little more strength for me to look into. And again, I'm posting I'm accidentally using the KuCoin charts, but I, mainly play this on MEXC for less fees. And I found some interesting gems. Funny, paint got slammed. Getting a huge move today now, but I don't know if I'd be into that. Maneki back on the radar, and boy did Maneki pump. And I called it today, and that's a beautiful move for Maneki. Gains of 42.42%, 4242, and look at that 8 hour, and it was all written like boom. What a move for Maneki. And Maneki banks for 42%. We went over this in the live stream today. Remember, the live stream is big too. It gets 7,000 to 8,000, some 10,000 views some days. So it's right. It's a blessing to be in the trading group, if you know what I mean, because if we go over stuff together, and then boom, like more people, once Maneki kind of gets out the bag, and then but bang, I mean, that thing is up beautifully, right? And, when I see that, I know I'm getting back into the groove, like where I'm going to start pumping gains out daily, And you can see that the market's changing, right? The market is changing. But shout out to anyone that got into Maneki. If I was fiending for Maneki, I wouldn't chase. I'd look for some type of flag. Look, it's making me see like falling wedge. See, it did just what I did today for Bitcoin, right? You could have waited for the 15-minute to flag out, the Stokes to get low, and to touch the 21. If you miss that one, you wait for this one to make a flag, the Stokes to get low, to touch the 21. If you miss that one, you wait to flag out, touch the 21. That thing looks like it's going to run right now further up. Again, I wouldn't jump in. If I didn't get in at the early bird or nail one of these flags, I wouldn't chase. But look, I mean, you can see how my trading style, and it was derived from, you can use any single asset you want in the world. 21 touching, look, and wait for the 15-minute to break the 200, open the trade, stop below, let it ride. That's all you had to do is use the 200 MA. I'm telling you, when I used to use 100 other indicators and this and that, and I still use other indicators, and I see things, but at the end of the day, what's the one that I need? I'm telling you, you give me one, if you put a gun to my head and put me in a cell, if you can't make trades this amount of money, we're here for life. I'd say give me the 200 MA. And every time we got above it, I'd open trades. And I'm telling you, I would get out. I would eventually have winning. It's it's sad because I've been trading for years, and it came down to one simple. But at the same time, if you don't have control over yourself, you won't be able to use it the way I use it. You got to know how to use it. But that's why I tempt you to demo account this. Use the 15, use Bitcoin, open a trade every time the 15 breaks above the 200 MA. See how many times you get stopped out. It may not be foolproof. There may be a couple times it goes above and comes back down. But I'm telling you what, if you do it for 2 months straight, whenever you see it, and you're real serious about it, come back and talk to me, because you'll get some results that you wouldn't believe if you stick to. I don't see how you won't get the same results I did. I'm not that different. I'm doing the same. I'm just doing one action with one indicator, right? But anyway, I put out Maneki this morning to the trading group. We talked about it. It was high risk, I have to say. And it was one of the last things. And it was also, the live stream went late. It went till 12:14, and that's when I went out and put out Maneki. It's always the ones where I keep working late, where I put in that extra effort, and I put in that extra grind, and bang, And someone reminded me. And I actually was talking about Maneki down here, I'm not saying I was going to buy it down there. I didn't know enough about the project to buy it. But once it's in the cup and handle with hidden bully, I mean, it's very likely to make a move. Remember this concept. Remember this. And then it was even in the golden pocket. Like, it had so many technicals going for it that said it was like very likely to make a move. And it did. It did what it was supposed to do. As the market gets more bullish, you'll see more of these play out over and over time. And Maneki looks like it's likely going to continue. Might even have to flag it out on like a real small time frame, like the 5 minute. Look at that little flag there. It looks like it's pumping out of this flag as we speak. Bang. Anyway, I don't chase stuff like this, but if you were in Maneki early, and then you can kind of be like, well, what is Maneki? So I'll fill you in on Maneki. But even Token Metrics liked it, and once Token Metrics liked it, it's like they've already kind of searched through all the coins and found Maneki. $99 million market cap. It's got a Solana address, which already is on the Sol team. I like to see that. It's weird how the site can't be reached, though. Maneki.world. Main Kineko. Maybe they're working on it or something right now. Pretty weird. The Japanese beckoning cat is a legendary leader with the wisdom of. So it's really just, it's just a meme coin. It looks like it's just a meme. That's all it is. I thought it had something more going for it. So it's some Japanese cat, right? The Japanese Maneki, yeah, a beckoning cat. It's basically their Cheshire cat, right? Like the beckoning cat, right? It's the Cheshire. It's like, it's the Japanese version of Alice in the Wonderland. But it's you know. Honestly, like, I used to use the MACD more. Now, I just use the Stokes pointing up. Like, because I don't even use them. Like, you can see when I'm trading perpetual, I don't even add the stochastics here anymore. You know what I mean? Because the MACD should be turning. I'll tell you what, too. Every once in a while, the MACD will give you, like, a curve, or look slightly curved down, and the Stokes will be curving up. I backtested that. 90% of the time, you should never listen to the MACD over the stochastics. So I'm not saying like it can't help to add them, but I just put the least amount of things on the chart when I'm, Now I always back reference my other chart to double check what's going on. So I technically have the MACD up. You know what I mean? Like I can see it curving there, but that's looking good to me. Like the MACD looks great. It's got a very small hill compared to the last one, and it's curving to the upside. That's what when I teach my class, like we go over that exact idea. And I talk about this breaking above the medium line, the stochastics RSI. If that breaks above the line, which it is right there, that's a bullish sign. And then if the stochastics are curving nicely, like that's all bullish for me. I would not be surprised if we get a big move up somewhere to 72, like tomorrow morning we're ripping further up. And my trade, I wake up to gains in the morning, but you never know, right? Sam, you talk about time frames being pinned. How do you determine that the 1 hour and the 4 hour are the focal points? Honestly, I just use those time frames for years now, so they're the ones that I use for my focal points. It's weird. It's more about your mind than anything else. That's hard to explain, right? 100K on 7/14, my 60th birthday. Amen. Le Resistant, right? Bookmap shows more down than up. It may. Let's take a look. Yeah, so Bookmap has all down, really, right? And no up. I've had Bookmap running literally since 7 in the morning. So hold on, it tends to it'll come back on. There it goes. Just kind of let it find its way. What's going on? Thank you. So there's more liquidity below us than to the, wow, way more liquidity. This is they want to shred us all the way down to 67.6, right? Now, I don't, 68.5 looks likely to me too, right? Well, it doesn't mean we have to go down there for sure, but Bookmap does suggest. So right now I am anti-trading Bookmap, which is usually not a good idea. So we could go lower. Let's pull the bearish scenario. The bearish scenario is shoulder, head. This makes a right shoulder, and we start to dump. What would get me off of my long and make me change my scenario? Also, we're below the 200 on the 15, bearish. So here's the deal. If we come up and we get rejected by the 200, we come and I see price action lose this level, bearish retest, then that's likely going to be then I'll bend, and we lose 68.8, then I'll bend to the shorts. All right. Until then, though, even the 7-minute right now is in a bit of a bull pennant, right, or like an ascending triangle. And look, there's like this Adam and Eve here, right? That's an Adam and Eve double bottom. That at least has a measured move, the belly of the to the middle, back to 70,000. So you're hearing a lot of buzz about ARB. He likes AB, dude. Look at Meneki just banging on it. Coming out the flag, just strong. So Meneki's a meme, all right? There's nothing really special about it. And the website doesn't work. Right now. I don't want to FUD it, but you know what I mean? You're basically buying Costco hot dog. Hey, I make good money off of meme coins. I 100x Safe Moon, right? And that coin was a joke. So, wow, the chart looks the same for Meneki here. $100 million market cap already. This thing's got 17 million locked liquidity. I mean, that's healthy. We may have found the winner, man. Meneki, bro. It may be the next 100. We may have found the next big one. Meneki, bro. The next soul winner. The funk soul brother. Check it out now. Costco hot dog. The hot dog is programmed to one. You're funny, man. I love when people say that. It's programmed, bro. I'm guaranteed to make my dough, bro. Let's take a look at my baby Casper as it's moving up 14%. The charts that we put out for Casper, banging on them. Casper doing damage. We put out the cup and handle. You could also look at it kind of shoulder, head, right shoulder broke to the upside. As Casper continue to do damage, or are we celebrating a tiny mini pump that means nothing? Let's take a look at Casper and break it down. If you look at Casper in its entirety, it's been on a massive uptrend. Massive. And it came down here and it made a bit of a double bottom, as you can see. Now, Bitcoin did that and made a massive move after that. It looked very similar on the weekly chart. So we seem to have some strong support at 10 cents. Doesn't seem to want to break that. And it's just getting started again for its next leg. And it broke out of a falling wedge. I believe that was the last, basically, low chances to get Casper at those levels. And, wow, 25 cents is the next leg up for Casper. It could even be bigger than that. Right? It might even be this whole length. Yeah, but it tells me we're going somewhere up to 27 cents in the next rally. Then we'll come down. Then we get another bigger rally. Wow, though, as much as I want to say, everyone's saying Casper's going to do this, Casper's going to do that. Maybe it hits 60 cents. What if it never gets, everyone claims this dollar Casper, but there's a lot of people that were in super early too. Now, we were in at about a penny and, have been swing trading ever since. So technically on a 13X still. And if it gets there, it's a 27X. It's going to be pretty good. But Caspa did 27 cents on the radar. 17 cents. Once it breaks 14, it rips up to 7. There's just no resist. There's just one little bit of resistance there. And then 2 small resistances for Caspa. Really not a lot of resistance in the way. If you look at the weekly, Caspa wants 27, and it looks like it's going to take 3 to 4 weeks. So, I personally am in Caspa. Whether you buy it or not means nothing to me. But I believe it's an amazing project that can do numbers. And it looks to me like it has bottom, like from that mid bear section there. So the weekly is very bullish, and it even has my go-to signature. You know, if you really zoom in here and you look at it, candle body to candle body, which is my thing. That's an uptrend, and that's a downtrend. Right, and that says that you're likely going to break this high before you break that low. Hidden bullish divergence, yet again, striking with low stochastic at a fib retracement. Now, it could be making a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder, and making a massive dump. I get that. I'm open-minded to that. So we really need to break that high at 17 to put that to rest. Okay. And the trade right there, the take profit would be $76,013, and the stop loss was $67,736. Doesn't mean I'm gonna guaranteed take it all the way there. I may take it right to here. It might pump. Like if I make $500 in 20 minutes, I'll probably get out. You know, the faster the money comes, the quicker I will get out. That's one thing, you know, I can almost guarantee you. The moving averages are suggesting a move to the upside. I know Bookmap suggests no way. And I may be wrong. We may take a nasty dump down. We talked about the bearish scenario now here, right? Just so I know. Most trending game GPT, Hyper GPT, Apu, Apustaha, and Pepe Fork. I've never heard of Apustaha, another ridiculous named coin. There it is on Polonian XC. Wow, even Mexi has it, Apu. Well, it's been on a tear since it came out. Liquidity is lacking, right? It's like very, look at the thing, just on a straight uptrend. I don't know if I could dig this to such a small market cap. But it's trending, and Token Metrics is calling it, and a lot of times it will get a move. Now, it did get the move most of the day. You know, it could have been trending throughout the afternoon as well. But just showing you what the market is telling us, right? And what is Token Metrics? It's a guy who used the machine. You know, he basically took a bunch of AI ideas, let the computer search through the coins, and it tells him what's likely going to be maybe an easy swing trade, or not an easy, but a better, more probable swing trade. And it also gives him ideas for long-term investing, and it does code reviews and looks at the project and compares it to the other projects and the speed and what it can do. It's pretty interesting. I'm not saying to buy a poo, but it looks like it could get some. It's trending right now compared to most coins. I remember BNB just sitting in that sweet spot. Solana holding 177. Liquid staking coming back a little bit with Lido stake, which is STETH too. Ton is strong to me, and we'll talk about Notcoin in a second as well. Will this be in the group to be able to rewatch? It will be, yeah. It will be. Amazing, right? But these are going to be the coins that I'm likely going to pay attention to, might swing trade. And new coins could be coming up too throughout the week. Like, I'm always researching. I gave you a new coin today in the trading group, right? Remember, this is going in the token metrics section inside of the Discord. Don't forget, this costs $99 a month. So you pay, you know, my whole point is it's just an amazing resource. They like Link AI, LNQ. That's a new one for me. I want to write that down, Link AI. This is starting to get a little laggy for whatever reason. Zelix is another one on my radar. Zelix. Like helix with a Z. Zelix. JTO continues to move. Whenever it pulls back, it's likely a nice buy. It's going to pump with Solana. But again, I'm not a financial advisor. You figure that if you feel, you know. They keep putting Trump up here. It's another like Trumpy meme coin. Ponky's been doing numbers for days. It may have to pull back a little bit, but it's hot. It's hot. And there's one guy that's been bringing up Ponky since like the day it came out. So I may not even get the right sauce, but if you come to my live stream, you're going to learn about almost every coin in the game. It's where all the crypto nerds come eventually and hang out. Like they got Caspa back in the mix there. Across Protocol. Pepe's been hot. Cap Games finally getting a little bit of love. Spectre AI. Now, I'm not saying we trade every one of these coins. It's just, this is a hot list of like, you know, there's 5,000 coins. This is a nice list of like 60. Funny, I bought Kazuna a long time ago. Kazuna. Tokenize X. TKX. They call it tokenized emblem here. Yeah, that chart just so I can't get with charts like that. I just can't. I could buy it long term and just hold it on a decentralized exchange, I guess, and let it go. Sam, I want to save Zoom sharing in my calendar. Am I expecting Zoom sharing will always be every Thursday? Yes, Thursday night. Yes, Thursday night, 8:30. Can I please get the take profit? I did. I gave that out already. I hope he took it. Yeah. SpaceX launch in 14 minutes. That's pretty cool, man. Thank you. Thank you, Chad. You guys are, what a beautiful night. It's a full moon tonight, I believe, or tomorrow night. But it looks like a full moon. It's going to be the flower moon, or what's also called the frog moon. Okay? Let's see what they like as bullish here. Happy Pizza Day. Today's the day someone bought 10,000 Bitcoin with pizza with $10,000 worth of Bitcoin. Wow, they're back on Chronotech, which is funny. So this is what they're like kind of most bullish on in the next day or two. Redacted, Butterfly. Koi, remember Koi I talked about before it even ever came out and said it was going to be a hot project. See, a lot of other people make these videos, top 5 coin, blah, blah, blah. Like, you guys get this stuff on the low. Based Brett, which is Brett, trending again. I got some Brett, I got some Normie, I got Based AI, Arrow. I'm telling you, this may take 6 months for that. I'm early bird in a lot of stuff. I get ready early. I like to be ready early. They like Milady memes again. And so we zero in on 30, I try to play 30 of these coins. Benji is a new one. Base, NG, Benji. Sentinel. Funny, Bake back in the game. Bake is an oldie. Bakery swap. Wow. You guys, if anyone remembers my channel, remembers Bake. Anyone here remember Bake? Earthy. I know Earthy. I've known about that coin for a while, or heard of it, heard its name. No, not Eartha. Earthy. I guess maybe I haven't heard it right. I just think I have. Imagine though going back and being like, man, I really bought a pizza with billions of dollars. Earthy. Right now you can get it for Rapmatic. That's it. Yeah, very early. Is that it? I don't know. Thank you. Well, keep us open to what's happening, So I wanted to go over the things that I look at. All in all, it was a pretty good day. Overall, market pulled back a little bit from the massive move we had yesterday. But, Beam up strong. Beam's a coin I really like. I still think it's early to get into. Just things to think about. I'm in Naka. Mexi token just continues to plow. Never really pull back. I talked about Wild. AI Tech's holding the line right now. If it doesn't hold that line, it could go lower for a better price. Gala got some FUD, but still held pretty nicely. So I could see Gala getting strong. Orange came back pretty good at a level where it could continue to bounce. I'm strong whiff right now. I think it's only a matter of time it makes a move. Ondo, my DCAs into Ondo are now up pretty nice. Up about almost $1,000. Layer AI is an oldie but goodie, pumped nicely today. We're up on ALEPH. If you got in when I got in at 25, and then we added at 30. Rio's up. TokenFi's up from our dollar cost, I like Miria at these low prices right now. It's a gaming coin that can do numbers. I like Tau at these low prices. Joey Stream, I'm kind of stuck in. It's a long term. We'll see if it makes it back. It is still on, 100x possible. There's my bag of Caspa just continue to rip. I like Jasmine at these prices right now. I like SEI at these prices right now. I like Seda at these prices right now. I like Palm AI at these prices right now. Pyth got hit hard, but I like what it does. It's the Oracle for Solana. I don't think how it doesn't bounce hard and eventually come back into strength. I like Pocket Network. It's kind of dwindling. GFI is really a steal right now. I actually may be adding to this position here. I'd like to get it to 5K. Hello's an old one that I'm stuck with long term. I don't know if I really believe in it anymore, to be honest. That's one of only many, many positions, though. Rune, I still like. Love Rune. Illuvium did really well, actually. I still like what Manta can do. I like Gearbox, XRD, Oli. I like props, and then these are just, longer-term idea holds. And then there's some tether in there waiting, $1,800 to see what I may want to add to or do something with. So that's kind of what I'm looking at as far as, and then I have other altcoins. Shrapnel's another altcoin that I hold. Ordi's another altcoin that I hold. Arrow's another altcoin that I hold. Funny, I hadn't looked at Emerald in a long time. You brought up Emerald again. Wow, it got pummeled though, huh? This is something you just have to believe that like it's finally bottoming. But to me, like I'd rather get into a 618 Fibonacci pullback. But I mean, at the same time, Maneki looked just like this and was gone a few days later. But small market cap for Emerald. It doesn't really have not many people talking about it. That Dream Machine, that DMT, that coin pumped pretty hard, and it was on my radar. Then I it slipped my mind, and then I looked at it again, and it was gone. I was like, But Dream Machine looks like it's going to head to 167. It had just pulled back May 15th to 53. And this thing ripped, and it ripped right off look, a 786 fib retracement, even an 886 really if you go wick to wick. So if I do the whole length of the trend, then it came pretty nice. But still, 886. I mean, then it's at the 786, and then it bounced so strong. I'm just pissed I missed this because it was one thing it was a coin that was on my radar. I was thinking about, and I just for a couple of days I didn't think about it. And I didn't have my alerts, so that's how I missed it. Use your alerts. What's up with some of the coins MXC that have been up? Those are just tiny coins, man. You know what I mean? I wouldn't get too excited about that. There's a lot of really low market cap trash there that could just, it takes a second for them to go up a little bit. Rio is still on my radar, possibly retesting anywhere as it comes down and makes a bottom. If it comes down to 88, anywhere in this area to me is just an absolute steal. You're buying on the, over basically undervalued areas. And these are all RWA plays, right? Into the very risky, if you venture into the high risk, you're talking UBXS. The market cap was tiny. I started getting in here. I may start adding to this bag. And maybe one of my last RWA plays that I've actually considered. My bags are pretty thoroughly packed. When it comes to PRC20, I have Alex, SDX. I've got Orange Coin, and even a few other things that involve around that. When it comes to proof of work layer ones, I've got Caspa. I bought a little Maze, and I may get into Cubic, but Caspa's kind of my thing. You can see I could get onto other coins, and I just kept adding to Caspa. I'm kind of a Caspa maxi when it comes to that stance. But I made sure to have a proof of work layer one for sure in the mix. And then when it comes to RWA, I got GFI, props. I have Ondo for sure, right? I've got GFI, props, Ondo, Rio, and TokenFi. I'm stacked for RWA. For DPIN, I have AOI, WZ. Arrow is kind of also a bit of RWA play, and it's base. And then for base, which I think you need to have base exposure, I have Brett, Normie, I have Based AI, and then I have Aerodrome. And then when it comes to AI, I have AGIX, I have Fetch, I have Orachain. I have an insane AI portfolio that we made together, honestly, for the last 2 years. And I've been talking about AI as being a narrative even before the bull run took off. And then when it comes to trying to think I got, those are the narratives that I'm playing, right? And then I'm doing some airdropping stuff on grass.io. I'm getting some other things. I'm looking at Peak Network right now. Aims to be #1 layer for DeepIn. Peak is hot, man. I'm telling you, Peak is going to be pretty hot. I like what I'm seeing for Peak, right? And then as gaming is concerned, I have, Illuvium, I have some immutable X. And then, I don't really have, and then Metaverse, I have some older coins from the Metaverse. I have Altura. I have a bunch of stuff that I kind of kept at a MetaMask that could go back up if that works again. And then and then the major players, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Atom. I hold Chainlink, big bag of Chainlink. And so, like, I just feel like I'm pretty covered for the bull run right now. And I still deploy capital. You see me recently add LALEPH to my portfolio. And during this bull pullback, I added a lot, like a good almost triple figures into my portfolio. So, like, while everyone else was crying, screaming, like, I panic sold nothing. I took profits from a few things when we were up huge. I redistributed. I moved I kept some tether, and then I used that tether to get back into things that I believed in. I believe it is a good time to buy Link personally, but that's me. You do whatever makes you happy. I can't tell you what to do. Yes, exactly. Do not become weary. We will reap. As long as you keep going, you will be here to reap. Exactly. I like Multiverse X. I hold EGLD, and you can stake it. Do you think NFTs will come back? I do think NFTs will come back. I think some new ones will take the stage and get more narrative. Whoever pays for more marketing is really going to outdo the other, and newer coins get more blast, which gets a little more money, and they're going to outmarket usually the smaller projects. It's just the facts, And so some projects that are really great, if they might get out buzzed. There's only so much buzz to go around, right? You can only read so many things on Twitter and know about them before your attention span is over. And so they can only get so many people. All right, I talked about a tour in this key area here. It double bottomed off that 786. I even put an entry right here. And so far, 159, you'd be up already to 230, right? So this is a beautiful move to the upside by a tour. I liked the tour of all the coins that were hot. I thought a tour could bounce. It did a double bottom off the 786. Beautiful. You'd be like, well, Sam, when did you put out a tour? Well, every time I put something out, you can always just type it in here. I advise you to do this even if you miss a coin, if you miss the entire setup. Like if you're new and you see this come up, you're like, you couldn't even have seen it. Go back and see what I posted, when I posted it, and why. But I said this is the sweet spot for a tour, right? Anywhere in this green box is the sweet spot. I even put in a buy order in there at about 154. Okay. And so you can see when I put this out, and this was like the end of April, and we came a little lower, hit the buy order, basically wick to it, but basically wick to it, came up again, and then anywhere in the green box is the sweet spot. So there's your sweet spot again, and then you're gone. And had you traded even just the top of the sweet spot, you're up 38%. So a tour up from when I first put it out. And again, not maybe your traditional buy signal, right? Like I'm not saying but like I'm trying to teach you how to learn how the charts work so you can do it yourself. If I just gave you signals all day and then I passed, or something happened and you'd be stuck like, well, now what do? I don't know how to trade. I need to go buy another signal, wait for another signal. Like, you don't want to be doing that. That's not going to get you where you want to go. That's not going to empower you to help others. I want to empower you to help others. I'm going to eventually pass away. That's a fact. I'm going to become an old man and pass. This is just the facts. Even if we get some type of, thing and we add to life, whatever, this is just a fact. And someone's going to have to carry the torch at one point, right? So I need to teach other people to empower others. That's the point. That's how you create a legacy. By giving what you have to others and letting them give it away continuously. Okay? I like Live Peer. Live Peer's been hot. If it starts to pull back or makes a flag, it's likely something that we can play. I let Live Peer kind of make a flag here and come back to that, just like Bitcoin needed to. come back to the 21 day, and then it can get ready for another move. That's something I'll have on the radar, and in the next day or two, I should have a nice setup for live peer. That continues to rock. Tons another hot coin that continues to be hot. Like, and this is the setup we're looking at. That would be the cup and handle, the base of the triangle, and ton tends to do its own thing. I mean, that would be your that's it. Because if you buy here and it drops, fine, then you get out. You look for a better entry later on. But if you buy here, it's the best buy ever, and it continues. So like, it's either you get stopped out or you hit one of the hottest buys in the game. Again, big market cap may not be your thing, but as a swing trade or just trying to make some gains in the game, I like what I'm seeing here. Above the 200 SMA, as long as it keeps that 200, bullish. So here's another nice bullish setup for me. And it's starting to bullishly consolidate and get ready for its next leg. And that looks nice to me, above the 200 SMA. You'll see me. I'm going to drill in this 200 MA in your mind until you get it. I just, in the last 2 years, started seeing more than I saw before and gaining more knowledge from what I've already learned. You see, there's gems to be had. What do you think of ADA on the weekly? I mean, the Stokes look amazing. It's at the 618 golden pocket. It's in a falling wedge. And it's in a Sammy cup and handy, right? I mean, what else do we want? And previous supporters resistance. This thing looks like it could moon city. Again, if it loses that level, it drops further down to what, like 30 cents? But that's pretty strong support for Cardano. Likely the bottom for Cardano, in my humble opinion. That's likely your bottom. Who's selling Cardano, man? I'm not. I have it stacked away, nice and safe. I do hold Cardano too, and anyway. I like LCX long term, honestly. They got it on Coinbase. Look at it on the weekly. Compared to the rest of the market, it didn't give back a lot of its gains. This has something to do with like Luxembourg, right? The bank, and like there's some big money behind this coin. Three-day chart looks like it broke out, and it's in that same kind of like indecision moment. But to me, it's like either it could easily just be getting a retest here. Yeah, I've taken losses on coins. Exactly. Sometimes you gotta make a move on a coin for sure. For me, it's like I've already made, not to be, I've already made a good amount. This is like my third cycle, my fourth cycle of like, stock market and crypto and stuff. Let's see if this can break back above 33 cents, and then that can. This coin has like some insider money behind it. I've always been studying this coin. I don't talk about it a lot, honestly. It's like on the low. But this coin's like a winner. It's like a picked winner behind the scenes. It has something to do with like big money. Orca was posted a while back from the elites. So I'm watching it on Coinbase. Let's take a look at Orca. Now, Orca is the exchange on Solana, right? It's like once Solana picks back up, Orca will pick back up pretty nicely. Like Orca and Radium should moon. If you like this project, it's a beautiful time to get in. Again, you'd have to believe in it yourself. It's between the 886 and this. It's basically 786 retracement. It's kind of an Adam and Eve double bottom there. You see that? With the triangle and the semicircle. I believe it'll go back up. It's a known coin with too much action attached to Solana. You know. Thoughts on Crody? Well, I'll be Manekid. Crody on soul, bro. I mean, volume's light, 387,000. Volume's light. And, wow, it got the love. I don't know if I drew that out or it happened as I drew it out. But Crody did get the love. And then it didn't. It's a meme, man. A lot of these can go to zero. To me, you have a resistance now here and here. Get above those two. Show me you can do something, and maybe you can continue. It's a meme, though. You have to be careful because there's new people watching. I'm like, yeah, it's a meme, right? So I haven't been buying any memes lately at all. I've been DCing into the projects that I believe in and buying RWA, but you know, again, and then I've been making money leverage trading Bitcoin and using that money to swing back in. And I've been showing you guys my trades, and we've been having a blast. So with that being said, everyone, I'm going to jump for the night. A quicker live stream, but we got it done an hour and 15 minutes. Basically went over my whole portfolio. Nothing too new, but talked about some new coins. Found some new coins on the screen share. I'll update more stuff as I see more stuff coming out. But everyone have a blessed night. Thank you so much. I'm going to stop the recording.